Welcome to the Cryptonomatron, Annyeong to all my Korean friends, and thank you for joining me again today. This is the 5th video in Crypto Korea Week here on the Cryptonomatron channel, and I'm doing a review, an ICO review on Blue Whale. But if this is your first time watching the channel and you want to know more about ICOs, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain and other related stuff like that, then please click on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon and you'll get notified as soon as I go live and as soon as I upload new content. Right, now that that's out the way, let's get on with the Blue Whale ICO review video. So what is Blue Whale? Well, it's a decentralized ecosystem for the self-employed or freelancers, if you like. So Blue Whale is going to empower the world's freelance community by creating the largest worker-centric decentralized ecosystem where independent freelance workers can pursue their passions and get the value they deserve from the gig economy. Sound good? Let's crack on and have a look at the competition. First one that sprang to mind was KanyaCoin. Now they are a blockchain-based marketplace for services. So if you need somebody to mow your lawn, fix your roof, fix your car, you can find them on this platform, and that gives also a window for the freelance economy and also small businesses to find customers. They had a successful ICO not so long ago, and they have quite an ambitious plan. Implementation is ongoing. Another one that I reviewed recently, link is up above, is another ICO launching on Neo in due course. It's called Moonlight, not to be confused with the other Moonlight ICO that's spelled MOONLITE. This is actually a decentralized platform that's built on Neo, that's going to change the way you recruit and scale your workforce. It's going to make it easier for you to recruit the people you need and also recruit for projects, especially in fintech, blockchain. For those types of applications, you'll be able to find the skilled people you need and also be able to pay them automatically. There's going to be an invoicing service on it. Very, very interesting. It's backed by City of Zion and some of the Neo devs as well. So keep an eye out for that one. And then there was this Moonlighting ICO that just came up. So that's 3. We've got Moonlight, Moonlight, and then Moonlighting. Moonlighting! Fuck's sake, that's a joke. It just gets more and more confusing, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, so this one just came on my radar literally about 20 minutes ago when I was Googling for competition for this particular project. And they are going to basically have a decentralized freelance economy with the Moonbit as their token. I'll need to have a little look at this, a closer look, and see what it's all about. But when I have the time, I haven't really got enough information at hand to comment on it, but I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. So there we are. That's 3 of the competition anyway, and I'm sure there are many more. If you know of any more, stick them in the description below. But competition in this sector is fairly robust, I would say, and it's already established as well. So Blue Whale have got their work cut out for them, I would say, to compete, but they have got some interesting things that they want to implement that could give them a competitive advantage over the rivals. So the problems that they want to solve are threefold. First of all is the high commission rates. Now, high commission rates can range between 20 to 50% in commissions from transactions in the gig and sharing economy. That is a phenomenal amount of fees they're charging there. They advertise, I think, 25% commission, but charge a lot more effectively. So Uber are between 25% and 45%. TaskRabbit 30%, Upwork, another centralized competitor, between 12.5% to 23%, and Fiverr 22.9%. So that's a large amount of fees. The second problem is expensive marketing and advertising costs. Now, depending on where you're doing your advertising, Facebook ads can cost you an average of $1.72 per click. Just an incredible amount of money there. And Google AdWords, again, $2.32 per click. And I can understand why these companies are making billions upon billions from advertising. So yeah, that's another very, very high cost for your business. And then the third thing is there's lack of security for employees. Now, most employees these days are freelancers. Companies, there's a trend for companies now not to hire you full time because they don't want to take the responsibility when you have to retire, if something goes wrong, insurance purposes, loads loads of things to consider. It's much easier for them to take you on a freelance basis and use you as a contractor. The company I used to work for has been doing it for years and getting away with it. And then basically, if anything goes wrong, they can pass the buck on to you because you will be responsible as a self-employed or freelance person. So a problem is no benefits for you, no paid time off too. When you're off, you're not getting paid for it. It's all in benefit to the company and not to the employee. So Blue Whale want to implement retirement plans, paid time off, unemployment benefit, and also in the future, health benefit and even medical benefit, would you believe? So the Blue Whale Foundation's ICO wants to basically rock the boat of the gig and sharing economy by leveraging on blockchain as a service to provide freelancers with employment benefits such as paid time off, retirement pensions, and stuff that's traditionally available only to salaried employees. And how businesses are getting around is basically hiring freelancers, as I mentioned before in the problem section. So that's an issue, but if they can actually implement this, you can see how attractive this is going to be for freelance and small and medium businesses to use. So the vision, as you can see from the graphic behind me, includes giving employment benefits such as pension schemes, paid time off as well, insurance, and then software as a service tools for all, analytics, advertising platform, CRM, and booking management. In terms of business growth, you'll be able to develop blockchain platforms, you'll get technical support and ICO support as well from Blue Whale, which very interesting indeed, considering this project is launched on Icon's ICO Nest or Iconest ICO Launchpad, if you like. I did a review of it the other day, so go back and watch that if you've got time. Now, they're also going to offer contribution bonuses as well. So if you actually engage yourself on the ecosystem, you can, if you do reviews, you give referrals, you verify people, and you arbitrate in a dispute, you will also get a bonus or a reward for doing so as well. So that's going to incentivize people to use it. This DApp will be of interest to self-employed individuals, freelancers, also people that are wanting to use it as a marketplace platform, and also for small and medium business owners. Now, let's just have a look at how it's going to affect each of those groups. Well, if you're a freelancer or self-employed, you'll get reduced marketing and operation costs. You'll get unemployment benefits like pensions and paid time off. You'll also get additional revenue sources through contributions to the network too. So if you're doing reviews or arbitrating, you'll get rewarded for that. If you're looking to launch a marketplace platform, you can basically become your own autonomous blockchain platform. You can get access to technical infrastructure of the Blue Whale network, and you can also have token transactions for freelancers and their customers as well. So you could basically set up your own marketplace for, let's say, people that work offshore, freelance personnel, inspectors, for example, that work offshore. You could set your own platform up for that on this decentralized app. Also, if you're an existing small and medium business owner, you will have technical support to become a blockchain business and also expertise and resources to help launch your own ICO. Now, if all that doesn't interest you and doesn't make you sit up and take notice of this project, I don't know what will. So looking at the market, I did a quick Google and found this very interesting report from Ask Wonder that addresses the size of the gig or freelancer economy industry globally. Now, some interesting figures here. The research found that the total addressable market for the gig economy is $1.5 trillion globally, with North America accounting for over half the world's freelancers. Now, the total number of formally identified freelancers stands at approximately 77 million. Those are phenomenal numbers, guys. Really big numbers. So the number of contractors and freelancers is increasing exponentially over the globe, and nobody's really doing the 9-to-5 thing anymore. That is being phased out. So the digitization of the economy, smartphones, online marketplaces, cloud computing, etc., is making it easier for people to be independent and take up freelance activities rather than the traditional 9-to-5 jobs. So apparently almost 42% of freelancers obtain their training from college and universities, 43.8% are self-taught, while 13.4% learn on the job itself. Breaking down the jobs, technology accounts for $486 million worth, admin support $110 million worth, writing and translation $109 million, design and multimedia $83 million, mobile $71 million, sales and marketing $49 million, and finance and legal $33 million. So distribution of freelancers around the globe by continent is 11.3 in Asia, 29.3 in Europe. North America's got 50.7%, so really proliferating there. Australia surprisingly low at 3.3%, Africa 1.4%, and South America at 4%. So it just goes to show you how big this market is. And indeed, if we scroll down a little bit, there's another a paragraph about the global market size as well. And you know, the thing is here, this is a $1.5 trillion economy that's underutilized, and there's a lot of benefits that the blockchain can bring to that particular market. And I think as well, we're going to see that increase exponentially as more and more corporate jobs get phased out, more and more traditional jobs get phased out by machine learning, artificial intelligence, robots. You know, it's really going to make it difficult for people to have a normal sort of 9-to-5, 40-hour-a-week employment. You know, it really is. It's going to change the way things. So this article's quite interesting. I'll leave a link to it below as well. What the gig economy looks like around the world. An Oxford professor talks about the costs and the benefits of digital freelance work, and it goes and interviews some of the workers themselves. Some interesting perspectives, not really market related, but I found it interesting nonetheless. So the market's definitely there. We're talking about a $1.5 trillion market, guys. That's massive. It's going to grow as well. You know, the traditional 9-to-5 corporate lifestyle is being phased out. The gig economy is going to grow exponentially, I believe, because robots are taking over our jobs. You know, machines are taking over our jobs, and we won't be needed to do a lot of things anymore. So a lot of people will move over into the digital space. They'll be looking to freelance, provide services where, you know, machines can't actually take or can't use their advantage to take away your livelihood. So yeah, it's definitely going to grow exponentially over the next few years. And again, what are employees going to do? What are freelancers going to do? You know, without benefits, it's going to be a hard slog. So this really does solve some pain points as well, I feel. So Blue Whale are using the ICON blockchain. They are one of 6 of the first ICON projects to launch on the ICON Nest or ICO Nest. ICO Launchpad, I guess, that ICON have just implemented. So Blue Whale are effectively going to be the first ICO on the ICON platform. So it's quite a honor, I guess, and there will be eyes on this project for sure. The other projects include Sentinel Protocol, which I did a review the other day, Silk Road, supply chain management tool, Tink, distributed app, Smilegate, which is a next generation social game platform, and then AdForth as well, which is a decentralized advertising platform. So all eyes will be on these projects, especially on Blue Whale being the first. So you might be asking, is the blockchain necessary for a project like this? Well, absolutely. The fact that this project requires contractual obligations to be fulfilled means that the smart contracts in the blockchain are essential to this project. And in fact, you know, you could say, well, you know, it could be centralized like a website where you could, you know, provide freelancers a platform to look for jobs, or, you know, employees to find employers and vice versa. But no, it just wouldn't work the same. The blockchain here is integral, and in fact it couldn't operate without the blockchain, especially when you start to take into account payments, invoicing, rewards. There's the incentivization that the blockchain brings to a project like this as well. So absolutely, the blockchain is essential here, and it is very beneficial as well to a traditional centralized system. So as far as the ecosystem is concerned, There are three core elements make up the Blue Whale's Worker Optimized Reward Keeper System, or WORK. There's a Decentralized Associated Network, or DAN. Now that provides the software as a service tool to all the nodes and partners that deploy the cost-effective marketing. There's the Contribution Activity Manager, the CAM, and that's a series of modularized smart contracts that provides rewards and employment benefits based on contribution activities. And then there's the Reward Bank, or REBA, which is a decentralized ledger that disperses the large percentage of net profits that goes back to the community as rewards and benefits based on contributions. So the Decentralized Associated Network, or DAN, is created by installing software as a service tools such as a booking and CRM software on websites and social media accounts. And this transforms each of these websites or social media accounts into what's called a node on the network. Then the DAN collects the user data from online traffic, much in the same way that a search engine would do, or Facebook and Google do. And the main purpose of DAN is to collect the user data and build this decentralized advertising network as a main business model of the Blue Whale network. So a case study would be Verlocal. Now, Verlocal are the official partner of the Blue Whale Foundation project. They are a software as a service enabled marketplace currently operating in the US, Canada, and Singapore. And I believe they wanted to open up in Japan earlier this year. I don't know whether they have already, but they basically provide a free booking and scheduling software service to be installed on providers' websites or social media platforms, and that motivates the providers to join the network and act as nodes. So what they do is they lower the monthly advertising bill to small and medium enterprises from, get this, you know, grab onto your seats, $70,000 to $4,000, and growing sales up to 300%. That's pretty phenomenal. You can't really argue with those numbers. So the Decentralized Associated Network, or DAN, basically can be created by installing the software as a service tools that they provide, such as the booking software, ad display widgets on your websites and on your social media pages as well. So the Contribution Activity Manager, or CAM, has been designed to distribute the rewards earned through the contributor activity. So rewards are provided for connecting to the advertising network, resolving disputes through arbitration, and building trust with the verification system as well. Now, they won't all apply to every business. Every business is different, has its own needs. So there will be subcomponents within this Contribution Activity Manager that will only be used when relevant. Now, some of the activities that you'll be able to contribute to include referrals. So if you successfully advertise or get social media referrals that lead to purchases, then you'll get referral bonuses. Lead generation as well, which will be community-driven freelancer acquisitions. Curation, so freelancer registration process via the community approvals. Verification, which means you vet the service providers, the freelancers, for authenticity. And then there will be arbitration as well. So basically there'll be a council of juries that's selected from service providers, freelancers, and buyers who meet the prerequisite score thresholds. And then there will be the reputation system as well. So an interactive reputation scoring for freelancers and the customers too. So they are utilizing big data and machine learning. So the decentralized network will be built on the same software as a service architecture as the Blue Whale booking software itself. It will collect the data, save it to the database in real time, and then it will be tagged according to the type of goods or services purchased through the booking software. So it will be sorted and used to train the machine learning algorithm to use visitors' data to aggregate and create a predictive list of potential future purchases, and also to analyze target visitors' purchase data to find other lookalike visitors. So in terms of the pension, the way it works is you can basically choose from 3 different payout plans for your pension once you've accrued the rewards that you've been given from your contribution activities. They are the immediate payout, so basically you can take the payment straight away. There's an event-based payout as well. depending on different circumstances. And then there's the long-term pension for the future, and the long-term pension will be for 10 years. Less than 10 years, the principal is guaranteed back to you, but for more than 10 years, you can actually accrue 2% interest. Now, it might not sound a lot in the short term, thinking that many of us have in cryptocurrency, but longer term, if you're a freelancer earning money all the time and earning rewards from this platform for utilizing it, that could add up to quite a lot of money, and 2% could be a significant fee at the end of it. So the reward bank, or REBA, functions as the depository for receiving and dispersing the Blue Whale Exchange tokens that are given out as rewards from the providers to the contributors. So 20% of the tokens offered at the initial ICO will be kept in the reward bank. In addition, 60% of the profits from the freelancers' referral rewards will also be kept in the reward bank as well. So the specific amount to be held as reserves will be calculated annually and will be adjusted depending on the financial performance every year. The reward bank may form future strategic alliances with partners who provide solutions relating to pension systems, asset management, etc. So that could get interesting. So deposits in the reward bank will be utilized as welfare benefits for the freelancers. So like pensions, the rewards can be earned through referrals. They're saved in the REBA, and payouts can be made after a certain period, say for example in lump sum or monthly. 60% of the annual net profits for the Blue Whale Foundation is reserved for offering paid leave in case of events like sick leave. And in case the amount held in the reserve bank falls below 20% because more rewards are drawn out to be paid for sick leave, etc. than planned, then the reward bank reserve will be filled by issuing new coins based on a consensus. So that's something to bear in mind as well for the future. So their aims are to have these companies sign up as provinces. For example, Verlocal is acting as a province, if you like, already, and basically be part of the Blue Whale network. So within those provinces, you'll have the local nodes, the individuals that act as nodes. And then you will have a blockchain node as well, a network blockchain node, which is basically a province that's keeping track of all the BWX transactions, including the rewards bank balances, and it synchronizes whenever there are changes. So there are two main activities which generate a transaction: promoting work. So for example, when an ad referral results in a payment, there's also validating work as well. And this happens when either service providers or freelancers want to validate other freelancers' work. So the Blue Whale network will have a ready pool of verifiers which can help others validate the work and provide incentives for the validation. So since each platform has its own unique form of governance, it's not practical to ask the different platforms to change to participate in the Blue Whale network. So they're going to have something called a federal architecture on the blockchain. So each platform and node on the Blue Whale network will be called a province, and basically they'll have the free exchange of ideas and coins between the different provinces. It's sort of similar to what ICON have implemented in terms of their system as well. They have different communities that they want to interact on the blockchain with the ICON. So if you participate as a province and you want to launch your own platform, you are going to have to basically put in some tokens as a reserve. Now the tokens that you have will have a exchange rate with the Blue Whale token. Blue Whale token will have a value in US dollars, and you'll need to basically keep that reserve in there to be part of the network at all times. So a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, you might have heard that phrase before, is the main structure of governance of the Blue Whale network. So each province basically has its own governance structure, but for issues that can affect all the network participants, they can participate in the governance by using the voting system. So the voting system works quite simply. The agenda is decided by reps of the platforms or nodes on the network. Then all participants on the platform who hold the reputation for arbitration can vote. Then the requirements for voting participation and rules for the agenda can be altered through voting as well. And then initiatives that attract over 200,000 user support must be added to agenda for general vote. So it's like almost petitioning your congressman or politician. If you get X amount of people signing a petition, then it has to be discussed in government. And then the voting power of each platform will be proportional to the amount of Blue Whale tokens that they've locked into the network. So the BWT token use, it's a utility token on this ecosystem. It's used to transact on the network, so you can actually send it from province to province or node to node, and it will have rewards for referrals, lead generation, curation, verification, arbitration, and also a reputation system. It will be kept for pension and benefit contributions. It will also be used as a reserve for platforms that launch on the Blue Whale network itself. It will be staked to vote on the Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And you'll get commissions from ads on the network as well. It will obviously be tradable on external exchanges sometime after the ICO. So I'm happy to report there are no scam warnings or red flags surrounding this project. And again, this is ICON's flagship ICO project, the first one to be launched on the ICON platform. So yeah, you can pretty much rest assured it's going to be legit, guys, yeah? So let's take a look at the ICO details now, and they've already had a very successful private pre-sale and public pre-sale, raising 25 million Singapore dollars. The bonus at private pre-sale was a hefty 50% though, and the public pre-sale bonus a hefty 30% as well. So bearing in mind, you will get 10% bonus at the public sale, but others have a lot bigger bonuses than you'll get now. You can sign up at the moment. I signed up the other day. The process was very quick, very painless. I think my KYC was done within an hour. It was literally probably the quickest KYC I've ever done. So as you can see, the dashboard here is very nice indeed, all easy to read, and it will change obviously before the ICO proper, which is scheduled, I believe, for May the 24th. It's about a week's time, but I have no confirmation. I tried to ask on the Telegram group, but didn't get an answer. But if it's not May the 24th, keep an eye out for it. It will be starting soon. Now, as I said, they raised a hard cap for the pre-sale and private sale of 25 million Singapore dollars. They got 859 out of 1,000 contributors, which was pretty good. So judging by the demand for the pre-sale and private sale, this is going to sell out without question at main sale. No problem whatsoever. The exchange rate is 1 Singapore dollar for 800 BWX tokens, and we'll talk a little bit about the metrics now. So the total supply is 105.6 billion. Yes, you heard me right, 105.6 billion. Now 50% of those will be available for the token sale. The soft cap was 25 million Sing. They've met that already in the private and public pre-sale. And the hard cap is 55 million Sing. You will be able to pay in Ether and ICX token as well. Now, the breakdown is another 12% will go to the team and advisors, 18% for the community reserve, and 20% will pop into that company reserve. The team will be on a 3-year vesting schedule. 1/6 of their allocation they'll receive 6 months after the public sale, and then they'll get 1/36 of it every month thereafter until it's all expired. Now, there is a bounty campaign as well, that will come out of the community reserve, and also some of the community leaders tokens will come out of there either. If there are unsold tokens, which I think is very, very unlikely for this project, they will be burned. This is probably going to sell out, guys. I have no doubt about that. So price of the token is 800 BWX for 1 Singapore dollar. It works out about 1.25 Singapore cents, or about 1/100th of a US cent, would you believe? The token price is really difficult to deal with at that level. Very, very cheap token though, but again, very, very large total supply as well, in the billions, so that explains why. And the ICO date is set for midnight on the 24th of May. Mark it in your diaries, guys. Midnight UTC time, 24th of May. So they did have a bounty campaign with a very generous 27 million BWX tokens up for grabs, but unfortunately it is closed, and I'm a day too late. It closed yesterday, so hopefully somebody watches this review and takes pity on a poor wee ICO reviewer. So there is still a chance to earn BWX tokens before the ICO. You can refer people to their Telegram group. So join the Telegram, invite the friends, and you'll get rewards. I think they've got $500,000 Singapore dollars put aside for this referral program. That's pretty generous. So looking at the roadmap, it's not very detailed, and it's basically an aspirational roadmap. I think the 2 or 3 decentralized apps that they've got joining every sort of quarter are not confirmed really yet. So, you know, it's basically just a bit of wishful thinking. It could be a bit more detailed for me. There is a roadmap in the white paper as well, but it doesn't really expand on this very much. What the most important date for me would be is the alpha launching, going live in the US, Canada, Singapore, and Japan at the end of 2018. And then some of the protocols being implemented on the network as well. So you look at, it's a long roadmap too. Full implementation won't really happen, especially for the benefits and rewards, until sometime in 2020. So we've got quite a long time to go. So the team is quite impressive. They have backgrounds at NASA, Samsung, Oracle, Sun Microsystems, and even the Olympic Games. Will Lee is the CEO. He's Stanford and also the Verlocal CEO and founder. Verlocal being the major partner in this project, of course. Ha-Won Chung, he's the COO, and he's from Sun Microsystems, Oracle, Splunk, and Elastic. Jay Choi, Managing Director from Oracle and Sun Microsystems, and Jay Park, Samsung Pay and SK Telecom as well. So the core team, the top tier management, very, very impressive. Advisory body is equally as impressive, I would say. In Jong Ri, he's Google EIR, former CTO of Samsung Electronics as well. Marco Torregrossa, he is CEO and chairman of the Euro Freelancers and European Forum of Independent Professionals and at the EU Commission. So that'll be important having him on board from a freelancer's perspective. Kunjung Lee, he's from the ICON Foundation Council. Again, ICON are backing this project, and obviously they'll have a lot of input into how it's being set up and everything. Arturo Briss is the Professor of Finance at IMD and Director of IMD World Competitive Center as well. There are more, but we don't have time in this review to go through all of them. Just suffice to say, there's no question over whether these guys can implement. It's a strong team, and yeah, let's move on. So there are only a couple of partners on the website. Verlocal, obviously. Now, Verlocal are a community-driven marketplace. They're evolving the way that individuals build businesses by connecting them to others. So they're ideal. They're going to be one of the first provinces on the Blue Whale network as well. So it's going to be very important. And they'll be the first freelance marketplace too. So that's basically what they're doing now. If you watched earlier in the video, in the white paper, they actually say that they reduced costs of a small business, of advertising costs from a small business from $70,000 to $4,000 per annum, and also increased the revenue up 300%. So if they can transfer those figures to the Blue Whale network, this project will be a resounding success, no doubt about that whatsoever. So they've been featured quite a bit in the media, a lot of articles, a few reviews, a few blog posts about them. Hype behind this project is fairly strong. It's going to sell out, I think, anyway. The hype is enough to ensure that it's definitely going to sell out. There's no question of that in my mind. Again, it's been listed on all the major ICO platforms, ICO Drop, ICO Bench, etc. And they are on Telegram, Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. So let's have a look. Twitter, not too bad, 6,819 followers, and their last update was just 13 hours ago as well, obviously at Consensus 2018. Yeah, you can find out what I think about conferences in my blog post if you join my Medium. All right, yeah, anyway, moving on. Yeah, they've got an impressive 51,347 members on their Telegram, and of course that's going to be boosted by the current Telegram referral program that they've got running. So yeah, big community, a lot of hype, certainly not lacking in that department. Right, it's final verdict time. But first off, let's look at the positives that I see in this ICO. And the first one is, it's the first ICO on Icon, on Icon's ICO Nest or Icon Nest platform. And boy, does that give it an advantage over everybody else, because all eyes are going to be on this project. It's got the support of the Icon team as well. They obviously want it to succeed, and yeah, I don't see it failing at all, to be honest with you. I think this is going to be a flagship ICO for them, and yeah, definitely a positive being on the Icon blockchain as well. It solves real pain points in terms of freelance and the gig economy. If you're a freelancer, you don't have any benefits that a corporate job would give you, you know, so this is going to assist you in getting those, and that's one of the major things. You can save for a pension, you get your sick pay, you know. If they can implement, this could be a game changer. It really could, guys. Number 3, it's got a very innovative use of the blockchain technology here. You know, what they're planning to do with the blockchain in terms of reputation system, verification, arbitration. It's very innovative. They've thought a lot about it, and it could work. And again, the tech is clever, and it's already yielded results. Their partner company has already proven that they can up companies' revenue while lowering their advertising costs. And that's really all that's going to matter at the end of the day, is the figures on the paper. And number 5, they've got a competitive advantage here of offering a pension scheme and benefit scheme as well, over and above the other competition. They simply won't be able to compete with this if this can implement. It has an important token function as well. The tokenization is not just an add-on to launch an ICO and fundraise. This is the token function here, the tokenization, the token ecosystem is essential for this project to function. It's a potentially $1 trillion market as well, and it's growing. I mentioned earlier, the gig economy is growing. Is it 50% of workers in America are currently freelancing, working for themselves? That's just incredible numbers, and it's just going to grow from here. And I like this feature about it. I cannot deny you can launch your own ICO eventually and your own decentralized app. So if you're a freelance website, a forum, you know, something like that, you're a recruitment agency, you can actually launch your own ICO on the back of this. Fantastic. It has an existing business and revenue coming in already, and that is important. And it has a very large community following as well, and the hype is definitely there, guys. This will sell out down to hype alone. It's had successful pre-sales, both private and public. They raised the soft cap of 25 million Singapore dollars. So, you know, there's definitely demand for the token. And it's a very low token price. Now, often this has a psychological effect. People see it as a bargain and they buy into it. Yes, it has got a high total supply and a high circulatory supply when it goes on the exchanges. I'm very aware of that. But again, low token prices have that psychological effect. And this has a very strong team, no doubt about that. You know, the companies they've been involved with before, their backgrounds, their history, very strong indeed. So let's look at the negatives now. And this is a relatively untested platform, so things could and possibly will go wrong. This is the first ICO launching on Icon, so again, it's untested and we'll need to see how it squares up, but that represents a little bit of a risk for this project. It's a little bit of a higher hard cap than I like. It works out at about 41 million US dollars. It's 55 million Singapore dollars. That's a bit higher than I like. About 20 is where I like it to be, and maybe even lower if possible. And this benefit scheme, it may not be sustainable. If they pay out too many benefits, then they're going to have to possibly have a future token issue as well. So again, it's all about sustainability. If too many people take sick leave and too many benefits are getting paid out too early on, it might not be workable. And I didn't like, again, the high bonuses for large private sales. You know me, you know, I'm not a communist by any standards of the imagination, but I like the little guy to have a chance. And, you know, high bonuses, large private sales, Again, I understand that's the way it's going now, but it's not in the spirit of cryptocurrency or ICOs, in my opinion. And having these large private sales, not conducive to the community, to rewarding the community that backs projects. And it's a long and pretty poorly defined roadmap all in all. A lot of wishful thinking in there where, you know, and nothing's really defined what they're going to do and when. So yeah, roadmap's definitely a weak point here as well. So let's look at the potential gains now. In an ultra bearish market, I can see this actually going up a little bit. I don't think it's going to suffer because of the low token price. I think that's going to incentivize people to buy it, to be honest. I see that in a bearish market, that it will probably just go up a little bit. I can't see it losing anything. You know, we'll be working in fractions then, won't we? In a bullish environment though, 6x is not out the question. We're looking at a market cap of around 40, 45, maybe a little bit more million US dollars. So yeah, 6x from there, $250 million could be easily achievable in a bullish environment. Again, this project's going to be down to implementation on this project, I think, as well. If we see some real developments going on, real implementation, then this could go somewhere. And in a perma bullish environment, 12x is not out the question. Again, you know, $500 million for this project when it gets going, certainly not beyond the realms of possibility. But again, you know, if they implement and it gets picked up and starts getting used, it could really be a game changer, and then it could go places after that. You know, there's no question. It could go really to the moon if they can implement. So for flipping, yeah, well, I think it's going to sell out. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So yeah, flipping's definitely you know, a goer here, because you could buy into this if you manage to get into the token sale. There will be the demand on the exchanges, I believe. It's got the brand name, it's got the reputation of being the first ICO on Icon. So there will be people that lose out, can't get in the token sale, that haven't got whitelisted, and you know, they're going to pick it up. So yeah, definitely, I think this is an opportunity for the flippers. And hodling, well, as usual, the long gainer here is going to pay off. Longer you hold this one, provided they can implement, you know, it's a long roadmap. If you can hold well into that roadmap, then it's going to pay off for you. You could see bigger gains than I'm speaking about here. So final verdict time then. Well, save the whales, guys, because, yeah, I'm definitely in on this one. This is a solid ICO. It's got a few flaws, but overall, I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars. A very, very solid project, and one I am bullish on. I am going to invest in this ICO if I can. I'm whitelisted, so hopefully I'll get the opportunity to put a little bit of Ether in, or Icon, but I'll probably put the Ether in because I'm stacking up on Icon at the moment, so I don't really want to dip into my bags there for this ICO. So Ether it will be. Sorry, Vitalik. So there you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. And if you like the video, give us a like. If you have any comments about this video or this project or anything in cryptocurrency in general, stick them in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this project. Are you going to invest in it? You bullish on it? You know, is there something that I've missed out that you wanted mentioned in the review? Let me know. Everybody is a community here. We help each other. You know, I may be half machine and half human, but I do miss stuff out. So I rely on the community to bring things to my attention as well that I have missed in the video. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, guys. It's really appreciated. Annyeong, kamsahamnida, all my Korean friends. Goodbye for today.